Are you thinking about retiring in the Southeast but torn between Florida and South Carolina? Both states are incredibly popular destinations for retirement, but in this video right here, we're breaking it all down and seeing which one is better to retire in. Come with me. All right, if you're wondering who I am and why would you listen to me in the first place, my name is Dave Broom. I'm a licensed realtor in the Charleston, South Carolina and surrounding areas. My wife and I and our 4 kids, we had 3 kids at the time. Our 4th was born down here actually. But we were sick of living in New York, sick of what New York had to offer, the cold weather, the property taxes, some of the politics we were sick of, some of just a lot of the stuff. The property taxes were a big thing because you could not afford as much house up there. And we decided to take the plunge. We decided to move to South Carolina. We had been to Charleston, and then we actually stumbled upon Summerville, South Carolina, which is actually where we live. Absolutely love it. We love living down here. We love what it offers our family, getting outside all the time. But I do these videos to inform people, to tell you about the market, to do walkthroughs, to tell you why maybe you should choose between Florida and South Carolina to retire, like this video, or just show you different areas so you can get visuals of the area, neighborhood walkthroughs, home walkthroughs, talk about the market, talk about what it's like living down here, just so you can get a sense of it and see if maybe this is a place that could be right for you if you're sick of the state that you're living in. So if you do get value from this video, make sure you like the video, you subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are hitting the channel and you can come check them out. I am also on TikTok. I clip a lot of these videos down to TikTok. It's at Dave Broom Realtor if you want to check that out as well. But like I said, if you do get some value, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are hitting the channel. And to be honest with you, my team and I are getting calls, texts, emails almost every single day from people just like me and my family over 3 years ago now, and you coming across this channel that are sick of their situation, sick of the state that they're living in, sick of being stuck in a state that they don't like, whether it's weather, politics, property taxes, whatever it may be. Sick of the state, and they want to explore a different state like South Carolina, and in specific Charleston and the surrounding areas like Summerville, Mount Pleasant, Daniel Island, James Johns Island. There's a lot of great areas down here, and they end up reaching out. We usually have a quick 5-minute phone call. I just like to get a little sense of what you're looking for, see if this lines up with you, and then we stay in touch. And a lot of people end up coming down to visit. I take them on tours, and then soon after they end up buying and loving it down here. So whether you're 3 months out, whether you're 3 days out, 3 months out, 3 years out from moving down here, thinking of moving down here, feel free to reach out. You can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I love helping people realize that there's better states to live in than the state and situation they're in right now. But like I was saying, both states, South Carolina and Florida, are incredible, popular retirement destinations, but they do offer very different lifestyles, different costs, and different community. We're going to break this down. We're going to go everywhere from climate to taxes to housing to healthcare and lifestyle. They are similar lifestyles, but we're going to dive into the big main differences in why, in my opinion, South Carolina is a better place to retire than Florida. All right, first place to start is the climate and the weather. First of all, Florida is known for year-round sunshine and warmth. Winters are mild, but summers can be brutally hot and humid. There's a ton of afternoon thunderstorms. They're extremely common. And hurricane season can be intense, especially in the South Florida region. Florida, I know a lot of people that have lived there, and it is extremely hot for 4-5 months out of the year, where you want to be inside most of the day besides getting outside at night. So probably 5 months if we average it all out. So you're getting extremely hot weather for 5 months out of the year, which leaves 7 months for other activities. I really like Florida in February. We take a lot of trips in February, and it is extremely nice in February, but it does get extremely hot in Florida in the summertime, and in those you're talking May, June, July, August, September can get extremely hot in the Florida area. All right, so South Carolina, also warm, but with much more seasonal variation. Winters are mild, not freezing, but you'll get cooler evenings compared to Florida. It can get into the 40s and 50s in the wintertime. Summers are still hot and humid, but generally a bit less extreme than Florida, and especially South Florida. Hurricanes are still a risk, but not as frequent or intense as Florida's. I believe it's great weather. But the key difference, if you love endless summer and want warmth year-round, Florida wins. If you like a little seasonal variety without harsh winters, but without the extreme hot for 5 months, South Carolina might be the better fit. So Florida has extreme heat at times. South Carolina, does it get hot in South Carolina? Yes, I'm not going to say it doesn't get hot in South Carolina, but you got 2-3 months where it's very hot, and even those 2-3 months you'll get cooler weather in between there, where Florida has 2 to 3 months more extreme hot. And the hurricanes seem to be more intense in Florida because a lot of them come from the Gulf. We do get hurricanes in South Carolina. I'm not going to say that we don't, but a lot of times it goes from the Gulf inland and then comes back into the South Carolina region. But hurricanes are a threat in both of them. But South Carolina has more of the seasons. We do get a little cooler. The fall and the spring are extremely nice in South Carolina. That's what we really like. You're talking October, November, extremely great weather. Right now it's September and it's great out, and then the springtime is really nice as well. We just don't get that extreme heat. We do get a little bit of the seasons compared to Florida. All right, next up is the cost of living and tax comparison. Florida has no state income tax, which is a huge draw for retirees. However, the insurance cost is the big issue going on right now, especially homeowners and flood insurance are skyrocketing due to storm risks. So there's a lot of problems getting insurance. Also, property taxes are moderate, but overall the cost of living can be higher in popular coastal areas. So the coastal areas in Florida get pricey, the property taxes can get pricey, and the insurance is a huge risk because of all the hurricanes. A lot of places, I've heard you can't even get insurance for homeowners insurance in places, or it's extremely expensive, especially if you get closer to the coast, which makes it a problem because you want to live by the coast. You want to be closer to the coast so you can enjoy the beach in that, but the insurance costs are astronomical right now. South Carolina, on the other hand, does have a state income tax, but it is relatively low compared to other states in the country. And Social Security benefits are not taxed in Social Security or in South Carolina, which is a big thing. Property taxes are among the lowest in the nation. Insurance tends to be less expensive, especially than Florida. We don't have quite the insurance issues in South Carolina, but overall, many retirees find South Carolina more affordable in the long run than Florida. But the key difference, Florida saves you on income taxes, but South Carolina often balances out with lower housing and insurance costs. The big thing, the big push, the big problem right now is the insurance in Florida, and South Carolina does not have that issue. No state income tax, so it is kind of a toss-up on this one, but the insurance costs, especially if you live by the coast, can be a huge problem in Florida. South Carolina doesn't have quite that problem. Now, insurance is a little pricier here compared to the rest of the United States, but it's nowhere near Florida. And it depends on how close you are to the coast. A place like Somerville, you're not going to get the insurance costs because we are further away from the coast than Charleston, Mount Pleasant area. So there is areas in South Carolina that the insurance costs are cheaper because if you're in a floodplain or not, that has a lot to do with the insurance as well. Next is my favorite part because I'm a realtor, the housing and real estate. Florida has a huge variety of retirement communities, from massive 55 plus developments like the Villages to a little more smaller coastal condos. Prices vary widely depending on proximity to the coast. Closer you're out of the coast, it gets much more expensive. Demand is very high, especially from out-of-state buyers. So you have the demand, so the prices can get higher in the area. There's not as much inventory in certain areas. Certain areas have more inventory than others, but the closer you get to the coast, the more expensive it gets in Florida. All right, South Carolina real estate, more traditional neighborhoods. There are Gulf communities and smaller retirement villages. Charleston, where I am located, Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach are popular, but you can also find charming inland towns with lower prices like Somerville. Somerville has a lot of 55 plus communities, a lot of different areas where retirement is it's more of a hidden gem retirement area. But Florida offers the large scale planned retirement communities, where South Carolina tends to have a smaller town, southern charm feel with lower housing costs in many areas. The median home price in Somerville, South Carolina. So you have Charleston, median home price can get up to close to $1 million, especially in the Mount Pleasant area. Then you have Somerville, which is the hidden gem area, because the median home price is right around $400,000. Compared to $1 million, it's kind of that sweet spot. You can get down to the coast in about a half an hour, 45 minutes, but you're also inland enough where you don't get the surge from the hurricanes, or you don't get the floodplains like down in the Charleston area, and the median home price is $400,000. So it's a little sweet spot, cheaper than Florida, it's cheaper than the direct Charleston area, but you're also close enough to the ocean, you're close enough to Charleston, which is a great city to go down to restaurants and that, so it's a little sweet spot, hidden spot in South Carolina. All right, next section is lifestyle and activities. Florida is a retiree's playground because you got the beaches, you got the golf courses, you got the theme parks, the boating, and a very active retiree social scene. It's kind of got everything wrapped up in once. You'll meet people from all over the country. I think South Carolina does that too, but it's a little slower pace. It offers a slower pace with strong Southern hospitality, but you do have a lot of the 55 plus communities that do a lot of different activities, but you'll still get beaches, you'll get golf, you'll get boating, but also you have the historical towns, the cultural festivals, and that classic low country lifestyle. It's a lot slower pace. Think shrimp and grits, think sweet tea, and think live oaks with Spanish moss. So you get that little slower pace in South Carolina. So the key difference, Florida has a faster pace with a ton of stuff, more options for kind of large scale retiree activities. While South Carolina offers a relaxed small town feel, also mixed in with the cultural activities, and also has activities for retirees. I really like Charleston. The thing that sets it apart is Charleston. If you live close to Charleston, there's so much to do in Charleston. You still get the beaches, you still get the golf, you still have activities to do, you have the golf cart lifestyle, and you also don't get the extreme heat in the summer. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is the culture and vibe. Florida is a melting pot of cultures, retirees from New York, the Midwest, Latin America, and beyond. Very diverse, fast-moving, and a little more urbanized than South Carolina. South Carolina has deep southern roots with a slower pace. You'll experience southern charm, historic towns, and a strong sense of tradition and local culture in the South Carolina, especially the Charleston area. Key difference, Florida is eclectic and cosmopolitan, where South Carolina is charming, traditional, and more relaxed. The one thing I didn't touch upon is healthcare, because they're very even in this. Both of them have great healthcare options, especially if you live in South Carolina near the Charleston area or in the Summerville area. There's MUSC and a lot of different hospital options and healthcare options, and Florida is the same way. So they're very even in that. I didn't even have to bring that one up. So should you retire in Florida or South Carolina? The truth is, it depends on what you're looking for. Both are great options, but it depends on what you're looking for. If you want endless sunshine, no state income tax, and a bustling retirement community, Florida might be an option for you. But if you're looking for lower costs, southern charm, and a slightly slower pace with rich culture and history, South Carolina could be the perfect fit. No matter which one you're looking for, both of these options are great, but a little bit more about South Carolina, why we love it, why we love living down here with our family, why a lot of the people I've helped retire down here is you get the beautiful weather, you don't get the extreme heat. You got the low property taxes, very extremely low, one of the lowest in the United States. You also get the lower insurance, lower homeowner insurance. It's not as crazy up here. And you got Summerville. Summerville's the hidden gem area. Charleston's great to live in. Mount Pleasant's great to live in. But then comes Summerville, where the median home price is $400,000. You're close to Charleston. You're close to the beaches. You are close to Mount Pleasant area, which has restaurants. Also downtown Summerville has restaurants. It's that hidden gem area. So you can get a house in the 400s. Especially in these 55 plus communities. You have Del Webb down here, you have the Four Seasons down here, you have other 55 plus communities coming in, Horizons, which can get you I've sold houses in the upper 3s to low 4s for great houses in 55 plus communities. So it's that hidden gem area that you can really get in a great price and enjoy your retirement, because everything that Summerville and Charleston and surrounding areas has to offer. But that leads me into, if you don't like the state you're living in or looking to retire in, and you want to explore a different option like South Carolina. I am licensed in South Carolina. I am an expert in the Charleston and surrounding areas like Summerville. There's Mount Pleasant area, Daniel Island, depending on what you're looking for. Feel free to reach out. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, weekends. I love helping people get out of the state. I've gone through this. I've been in your shoes. I've been in a state that I don't like anymore. And it's nerve-wracking, it's exciting, it's scary, all wrapped up into one. I've been in your shoes. I know how important it is. You're not just a number to me, and I will help you every step of the way. I will give you honest information about the area, and if what you're saying is not lining up with what this area has to offer, I will let you know, and I can just help you in this process and see if we can find you a house down here and if this area could be right for you. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, days, nights, weekends. I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you with your retirement needs, and you've worked your whole life. You might as well enjoy it, and enjoy it in a state that you could love, like South Carolina, like Charleston, Summerville, and the surrounding area. So feel free to reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and keep it real, y'all.